The rain fell in sheets, drumming against the church windows like nature's own funeral march. I stood at the podium, my father's eulogy trembling in my hands, watching mourners dab at dry eyes with designer handkerchiefs. My voice cracked as I spoke about Dad's terrible dad jokes, his Sunday morning pancake ritual, the way he'd leave little post-it notes of encouragement on my bedroom door through college. I'm Daisy, and this was supposed to be the worst day of my life. I just didn't know it yet. Mum sat in the front row, her black dress pristine, her grief raw and real. Unlike the corporate vultures filling the pews behind her, she hadn't stopped crying since we got the call about the boating accident in Barcelona. I was wrapping up my speech when the church doors creaked open. A woman in Louboutins clicked down the aisle, 2 teenage boys trailing behind her. The older one, maybe 17, had Dad's jawline. The younger one wouldn't look up from the floor.
My words died in my throat. I apologize for interrupting, the woman said, her voice carrying across the silent church, but I believe I have a right to be here. I'm Gwendolyn Edgar's wife. Mom made a sound like she'd been punched. Excuse me? Edgar's wife, Gwendolyn repeated, pulling documents from her Hermes bag. Of 18 years, and these are our sons, Zion and Guy. The funeral dissolved into chaos. Someone called security. Mom's best friend Janet tried to escort Gwendolyn out. But then our family lawyer, Mr. Peters, appeared from nowhere, looking grave. The documentation appears legitimate, he said quietly, reviewing the papers. Marriage license, shared property deeds, and a will. A will. I stepped down from the podium. Dad already had a will. Mom and I saw him sign it. This one's more recent. Mr. Peters adjusted his glasses. Dated 6 months ago. Mom swayed in her seat. That's impossible. Edgar would never. I understand this is a shock, Gwendolyn said, not sounding sorry at all. But Edgar and I had a life together, a real one, with real children. The older boy, Zion, finally looked up. His eyes met mine, and I saw something there. Guilt, confusion. Before I could process it, Mom collapsed. The next few hours blurred together. The hospital, Mom on sedatives, me sitting in Mr. Peters' office as he explained how thoroughly we'd been screwed. The will is ironclad, he said. Everything goes to Gwendolyn and her children. The house, the accounts, the company shares. He wouldn't do this, I insisted. Dad loved us. This has to be a scam. I've verified everything, Daisy. I'm sorry. I left his office in a daze, rain still falling. My phone buzzed with messages from Dad's business partners, all suddenly too busy to help. Fair weather friends scattering like cockroaches. Back home, though for how much longer would it be home? I grabbed Dad's favorite jacket from the closet. It still smelled like his cologne. As I hugged it, something crinkled in the pocket. An envelope. Inside, a letter in Dad's messy scrawl. My dearest Daisy, if you're reading this, something's gone wrong. There are things I need to tell you, but not yet. Not like this. Keep it safe until you're ready. The truth is buried beneath me. Love, always, Dad. I stared at the words until they blurred. Dad taught me to always look closer, to question everything. He trained me to notice details others missed. It's why I became a graphic designer. And now, holding this letter, I knew. This wasn't just about money. This wasn't just about betrayal. This was about secrets and lies in a man I thought I knew better than anyone. My phone buzzed again, a text from an unknown number. Ms. Griffin, this is Leandro Harris. A mutual friend suggested you might need my services. I specialize in uncovering uncomfortable truths. I looked at Dad's letter again, then at Mom, finally sleeping in her medication-induced peace. My hands stopped shaking. Game on, Gwendolyn. You have 48 hours to vacate the premises, Gwendolyn's lawyer announced, standing in our foyer like he owned it, which technically he now did. Mom sat frozen on the couch, staring at the eviction notice. 2 weeks after the funeral, and our world kept crumbling. I'd already lost my childhood home office. My graphic design clients couldn't exactly mail checks to wherever I'm crashing tonight. This is illegal, I said, even though I knew it wasn't. We need more time. The law is clear, the lawyer replied. The property belongs to my client now. After he left, I helped Mom pack photos and memories into boxes. My best friend Paisley showed up with coffee and moving supplies, her face tight with anger. You could fight this, she said, wrapping Mom's china. There has to be something. Already tried. I showed her my phone, a Reddit thread I'd started last night. My dad just died. Turns out he had another family and left us with nothing, AMA. The responses range from legal advice to conspiracy theories. One comment caught my eye. Check the money trail. Rich guys don't just die on boats. My phone rang. Leandro Harris, the PI I'd contacted. Meet me at Cafe Luna in an hour, he said. Bring whatever paperwork you have. Leandro turned out to be younger than I expected. With sharp eyes and a skeptical smile, he studied Dad's letter while I talked. The marriage license is real, I said. The will is real, but something feels off. Dad was... I swallowed hard. He was methodical. He wouldn't leave loose ends. Smart girl. Leandro slid a folder across the table. Your father made monthly trips to Barcelona for business, but his company has no Spanish contracts. What? There's more. Shell companies in Panama, a safety deposit box in the Caymans. And get this, his accident? Nobody recovered. Insurance paid out fast, too fast. My coffee went cold as Leandro laid out patterns of suspicious transfers and hidden accounts. Dad had been busy, very busy. How much would it cost to dig deeper? I asked. More than you can afford right now? Leandro's eyes softened. But I like puzzles, and something about this stinks. Back at the house, former house, I found Zion sitting on our front steps. What are you doing here? I demanded. He looked uncomfortable. I found these in Dad's, in Edgar's study. He handed me a stack of birthday cards. My birthday cards to Dad, spanning years. Mom wanted to throw them out. Before I could respond, a sleek BMW pulled up. Gwendolyn emerged, furious. Zion, get in the car. She turned to me. Stay away from my son. In fact, stay away from all of us, or I'll file a harassment suit. Funny, I said. For someone who just won everything, you seem awfully defensive. Her smile turned razor sharp. Careful, little girl. You're not the only one who can dig up secrets. That night I crashed on Paisley's couch, updating my Reddit thread. The comments exploded. Check the insurance policy. My dad did something similar. Look for offshore accounts. DNA, test the kids. My phone buzzed. Leandro. Found something. Your dad wasn't just living two lives. He had at least 3 identities, maybe more. This goes deeper than inheritance fraud. I thought about Mom now staying with her sister, barely eating, about the birthday cards Zion saved, about Dad's letter. The truth is buried beneath me. Another text from Leandro. There's a safety deposit box number 19 registered to someone named Griffin, but not Edgar. The passcode? Your birthday. My hand shook as I typed a reply. How soon can we access it? Already working on it. But Daisy, whatever's in there, are you sure you want to know? I looked at the birthday card Zion returned, at Dad's letter, at Gwendolyn's threats. The answer was simple. When can we start? My Reddit post updated one last time that night. Update. Found evidence of multiple identities. Heading to the Cayman Islands. Either I'm about to uncover a massive conspiracy or I'm starring in my own true crime podcast. Stay tuned. The first comment appeared instantly. OP, be careful. People with this much to hide usually have good reasons. They had no idea. Your father stayed in this hotel 6 times last year, Leandro said, showing me photos on his laptop. Always room 412. Always paid cash. But look who checked in the day after each visit. The security footage showed Gwendolyn entering the Barcelona hotel, wearing different wigs each time. Not exactly subtle. Money laundering? I asked. Among other things. Leandro pulled up more documents. Shell companies, fake identities, property deals that don't add up. Your dad was running something big. And Gwendolyn was his partner, not just his wife. My phone buzzed. Mom having another panic attack. I'd been staying at Paisley's for 2 weeks, but Mom's sister called daily with updates, each one worse than the last. I need to check on her, I said, standing. One more thing. Leandro handed me a USB drive. Found this in the hotel's archive security footage. Watch it alone. At the hospital, Mom looked smaller than ever, curled up in the psychiatric ward's stiff chair. Her hands wouldn't stop shaking. The nurses say I can go home tomorrow, she whispered, but we don't have a home anymore. We'll figure it out, I promised, hugging her. I'm working on something. Daisy, Mom grabbed my hand. Whatever you're doing, be careful. Your father. There were times he'd come home looking haunted, like he was carrying something heavy. That night I plugged in Leandro's USB. The footage showed Dad in his hotel room, arguing with someone on the phone. It has to look real. Yes. The insurance? No, Gwendolyn knows what to do. Make sure Daisy never finds out about. The video cut off. My Reddit thread exploded with theories. One user claimed they'd worked at a bank in the Caymans, offering to help. Another recognized Gwendolyn from a fraud case years ago under a different name. The next morning, I drove to Gwendolyn's house, my old house. She answered the door in yoga wear, looking annoyingly perfect. Brave of you to come here, she said. Barcelona. I watched her face. Room 412. Want to tell me what that was about? She paled slightly but recovered fast. Careful, little girl. You're poking at things you don't understand. Try me. The wigs were a nice touch, by the way. Very Ocean's 8. Mom? Zion appeared behind her. What's she talking about? Nothing, Gwendolyn snapped. Go to your room. Actually, I pulled out my phone. Maybe Zion would like to see some interesting hotel footage. Gwendolyn moved fast, grabbing my arm. I'm calling the police. Go ahead. I'm sure they'd love to hear about the shell companies and the money transfers and whatever was worth my father faking his own death for. She released me like I'd burned her. Behind her, Zion's eyes widened. Dad, faked his death? Get out, Gwendolyn hissed at me, or I'll destroy what's left of your mother's sanity. I left, hands shaking, and called Leandro. She knew. She helped him plan it. That's not all. His voice was tense. Remember that encrypted file I mentioned? Finally cracked it. Asset 19 isn't just a safety deposit box, it's an insurance policy. Your dad knew someone might come after him eventually. What's in it? Coordinates, account numbers, and a message. For Daisy Griffin only. Truth buried beneath me. Same phrase as his letter. My phone dinged. A text from an unknown number. This is Zion. We need to talk. Dad told me something before he died about a vault. Another message from Leandro came through. Daisy, whatever's in that vault, Gwendolyn's willing to kill for it. I just got threatened by some very professional-looking men. Watch your back. I updated Reddit one last time that night. Update. Dad faked his death. Stepmom's involved. Found encrypted files. Meeting secret brother tomorrow. Either I'm solving this mystery or I'm about to disappear. If I stop posting, check the vault. The top comment read, OP, you're either the bravest person alive or the craziest. Maybe both. Don't die on us. I stared at Dad's letter again. The truth is buried beneath me. Tomorrow I'd find out exactly what truth that was, assuming I lived that long. Zion met me at a coffee shop downtown, nervously checking over his shoulder every few minutes. He looked more like Dad than ever, fidgeting with his coffee cup just like Dad used to. Mom doesn't know I'm here, he said. The night before Dad's accident, he called me. Said if anything happened, I should find you. He mentioned a vault. Did he say what was in it? No, just that it would make things right. Then he made me memorize some numbers. Zion slid a napkin across the table. Coordinates, and this phrase, truth buried beneath me. The same phrase, again. My phone buzzed. Leandro. Got the vault access sorted. Passport ready? Paisley helped me pack that night, worried but supportive. You really think your dad's alive? I think nothing about my father's what it seems. I showed her the forged documents Leandro had arranged. The vault will tell us everything. Or get you killed. She hugged me tight. Promise you'll be careful? The Cayman Islands were exactly as luxurious as you'd expect a tax haven to be. Leandro met me at the airport looking tense. We've got company, he muttered. 2 guys following since Chicago, professional types. Gwendolyn? Probably. The bank opens in an hour. Ready to meet your father's ghost? The bank manager was expecting us, thanks to Leandro's connections. He led us to a private room where a safety deposit box waited, number 19. Your identification, please, he said. I handed over the forged papers. My hands shook as I entered my birthday into the keypad. The lock clicked. We'll give you privacy, the manager said, leaving. Inside the box, stacks of photos, USB drives, burner phones, and a black notebook labeled insurance. Holy shit, Leandro whispered, flipping through photos. Your dad with politicians, business leaders, all documented with dates and payments. Blackmail material, high-grade stuff. Look at these account numbers, offshore transfers, shell companies. He paused. Daisy, your dad wasn't just running scams. He was collecting secrets. The notebook contained everything, names, dates, transactions, evidence of widespread fraud involving some of the country's most powerful people, and Gwendolyn's name over and over. She wasn't just his wife, I realized. She was his partner in everything, the perfect cover. There's more. Leandro pulled out a DNA test report. Zion and Guy, they're not your father's sons. The dates, the timing, Gwendolyn knew. She used them to secure her position. My phone buzzed. Zion, Mom's going crazy. She knows you're there. Get out. Too late. The bank's alarm started blaring. Fire alarm, Leandro said. Oldest trick in the book. We need to move. Now. We shoved everything into my backpack. In the chaos of evacuating customers, I spotted 2 men pushing through the crowd toward us. Back exit. Leandro grabbed my arm. Run. We lost them in the maze of tourist-filled streets. Safe in our hotel, I finally breathed. What do we do with all this? I asked. Carefully. Leandro started scanning documents. One wrong move and these people will bury you. I pulled out my phone, updating Reddit. Update. Found the vault. Dad was collecting blackmail. Fake brother isn't even related. Currently hiding in Caymans. Send help. Kidding. Mostly. Responses flooded in. This is better than Netflix. OP, you're sitting on a powder keg. Back up everything. Another text from Zion. Mom's on her way there. Private jet. She's terrified. What did you find? I stared at the DNA results, at the photos of Gwendolyn with my father, at the evidence of their shared crimes. Then I took a photo of the DNA test and hit send. Sorry, Zion. You deserve to know. Leandro looked up from his laptop. Daisy, there's something else in these files. Something bigger. Your dad, he was building a case against everyone, including himself. Why? Look at this. He pointed to a hidden folder labeled for Daisy when it's time. My hand shook as I opened it. Inside was a video file dated 1 week before his death. Dad's face filled the screen. Daisy, if you're watching this, I'm already gone. And it's time you learned what your inheritance really is. Dad looked tired in the video, his usual confidence replaced by something darker. I built an empire on secrets, he said. Blackmail, fraud, money laundering. I told myself it was for you and your mother, but that was a lie. Leandro kept watch at the hotel window while I watched, heart pounding. Gwendolyn wasn't just my partner, Dad continued. She was my handler. We worked for people, powerful people, collecting information, arranging accidents, making problems disappear. But 18 months ago, I found something they killed to keep quiet. A knock at the door made me jump. Leandro drew his gun, then relaxed. It's Zion. He burst in, wild-eyed, waving his phone. The DNA results. Is it true? I nodded. Keep watching. Dad's voice filled the room. Gwendolyn's sons aren't mine. She knew. It was part of the plan. Perfect cover. Perfect family. Perfect lie. But I'm done lying. Everything you need is in the notebook. Names, dates, accounts. Enough to burn it all down. Zion sank into a chair. Mom's on her way. I've never seen her like this. Your father, I said carefully, did he ever mention someone above him? Someone giving orders? Just phone calls, late at night. He'd say, yes, director, a lot. On screen, Dad leaned closer. The director runs everything, Daisy. Government contracts, corporate takeovers, arranged accidents. I've spent the last year gathering proof. It's all here, including proof of what they're planning next. Holy shit, Leandro muttered, scanning the notebook. Names of judges, senators, CEOs, offshore accounts, blackmail evidence, murder contracts. This is enough to destroy them, I finished. But why leave it to you? Zion asked. Dad answered from the screen, because you're the only one they don't watch, Daisy. The only one they thought was innocent. I'm trusting you to finish what I started, but be careful. Gwendolyn will do anything to stop you. The video ended. My phone exploded with notifications. Mom's sister calling, Paisley texting warnings, Reddit blowing up. We need to move, Leandro said. If Gwendolyn's coming... The hotel room door burst open. Gwendolyn stood there, designer suit perfect despite the Caribbean heat, 2 men flanking her. Zion, come here, she ordered. He didn't move. The DNA test, he said. Did you know? Of course I knew. Her smile was cold. Everything was arranged. Your father, the accident, all of it. Now, Daisy, hand over the notebook. Or what? Or your mother's next panic attack might be her last. My blood ran cold. You wouldn't. Try me. The director wants this contained now. I looked at the notebook, at Zion's betrayed face, At the gun Leandro kept trained on Gwendolyn's men. Then I smiled. "Check your phone," I said. She frowned, pulling it out. Her face went white. "What did you do?" "Everything's uploaded. Cloud storage, encrypted servers, dead man switches. If anything happens to me or Mom, it all goes public. Every secret, every crime, every name." "You're bluffing." "Try me." I held up Dad's notebook. "The director's real name is in here. Want to bet they'll kill you before they let that get out?" Her men shifted uncomfortably. Zion stepped away from his mother toward me. "It's over," I said. "Walk away now, or I start sending files to the FBI." Gwendolyn's perfect mask cracked. "You have no idea what you're doing." "Actually, I do. Dad taught me well." She backed away, face twisted with rage. "This isn't over." "It is for you." I turned to her men. "The director might want to know she's compromised. Just saying." They exchanged looks, then followed her out. Smart boys. "That was badass," Zion breathed. "It's not over," Leandro warned. "They'll regroup." "I know." I pulled out my phone, updating Reddit one last time. Update. Found proof of massive conspiracy. Confronted evil stepmom. Have blackmail on powerful people. Going dark to plan next move. If I die, the truth doesn't. "What now?" Zion asked. I opened Dad's notebook to a page marked Contingency Plan B. "Now we finish what he started. Ready to help take down an empire?" The answers were all here. We just had to be brave enough to use them. "Financial regulators just froze 6 of Gwendolyn's accounts," Leandro announced, bursting into Paisley's apartment. "The evidence you leaked is working." 3 weeks after the Cayman Islands showdown, our plan was in full swing. Mom was safer now, staying at a private facility under an assumed name. Zion had moved in with his aunt, refusing to speak to Gwendolyn. "How's she handling it?" I asked. "Not well." He showed me his phone, security footage of Gwendolyn screaming at bank officials. "She's unraveling." Paisley entered with coffee in her laptop. "You guys need to see this. Someone's been posting about the director on Reddit." The post detailed suspicious deaths connected to major corporate takeovers, all linked to a shadowy figure called the director. "It's getting attention," Paisley said. "Twitter's picking it up." My phone buzzed. Guy, Zion's younger brother, calling for the first time. "Is it true? About Mom? About everything?" "Yes," I said gently. "I'm sorry. She's acting weird, burning papers, making calls all night. This morning she—" He stopped suddenly. "Someone's here. Men in suits. They're taking her somewhere." The line went dead. "The director's cleaning house," Leandro said grimly. I called Zion immediately. "Guy's in trouble. Your mom's being taken somewhere." "I'll get him out," he promised. "But Daisy—" "I found something in Mom's study before I left. Account numbers. Offshore stuff. And a name. Marcus Reynolds." Leandro's head snapped up. "The hedge fund guy?" "Look him up," I told Paisley. Her fingers flew across the keyboard. "Marcus Reynolds, CEO of Reynolds Capital, major political donor, connected to— holy shit, connected to every company your dad blackmailed." "The director?" I breathed. "We can't prove it yet," Leandro warned. "No, but—" I pulled out Dad's notebook, flipping to a coded section we hadn't cracked. "What if these numbers aren't account numbers?" "What if they're dates?" Paisley cross-referenced them. "They match Reynolds Company acquisitions, all hostile takeovers, all after suspicious deaths." My phone buzzed again. Unknown number. "Stop digging or your mother's facility might have an unfortunate accident." I showed Leandro. His face hardened. They're desperate, he said. Making mistakes? Good. I opened my laptop, pulling up pre-prepared files. Time for phase 2. We'd spent weeks organizing Dad's evidence, building a case that even the director couldn't bury. Now, with precise clicks, I started the dominoes falling. First, anonymous tips to financial journalists about Reynolds Capital's suspicious patterns. Second, evidence of Gwendolyn's fraud sent to federal investigators. Third, Dad's documented proof of corporate murders delivered to 3 separate FBI offices. It's done, I said. Now we wait. We didn't wait long. Within hours, news alerts started popping. Reynolds Capital under federal investigation. Mystery deaths linked to corporate takeovers. Whistleblower reveals massive conspiracy. Zion called. Got Guy. We're safe. But Mom, they took her to some private airport. She's running, Leandro said. They all are. More alerts. Marcus Reynolds, missing after fraud allegations. Multiple executives flee country. International manhunt launched. Then a text from Gwendolyn. You want war? Let's play. Minutes later, photos hit social media. Dad very much alive in Barcelona. Recent timestamps. My hands shook. He's alive. He's actually... It's a trap, Leandro said. They're trying to draw you out. Obviously. I smiled grimly. And we're going to let them. What? I opened Dad's notebook to the final page. A series of coordinates. A date. Tomorrow. Dad knew they'd do this. He left instructions. When they show proof I'm alive, go to these coordinates.
Bring everything. It's suicide, Leandro protested. No. I stood up, suddenly certain. It's endgame. I made one final Reddit post. Update, Dad's alive. Conspiracy exposed. Going to Barcelona for final showdown. If I don't post again, check Reynolds Capital's servers at midnight. Everything goes public. The top comment appeared instantly. OP, you're either about to solve the crime of the century or die trying. Either way, you're a legend. Time to find out which.
The Barcelona cafe buzzed with morning tourists, none of them aware they were sitting in the middle of an ambush. Leandro sat 2 tables away, pretending to read a newspaper. Zion watched from a shop across the street. My phone showed 9:57 a.m., 3 minutes. A waiter brought my coffee. Compliments of the gentleman at the bar. I looked up. Marcus Reynolds himself sat there, impeccably dressed, raising his cup in mock salute. The director finally showing his face. My phone buzzed. Back table now. Dad's number. I stood, heart pounding, and walked to the rear of the cafe. There he was, thinner, grayer, but alive. My father. Daisy, he started. Save it. I sat down. You're working with them now, aren't you? It's complicated. No, it's not. You faked your death, abandoned Mom, and now you're helping the people you were supposed to expose. Reynolds appeared beside our table. Family drama later. The notebook, Miss Griffin. Already uploaded everything, I said. Dead Man's Switch, remember? Ah, but you haven't uploaded the final page. Reynolds smiled. The one with actual proof, names, dates, account numbers. The page your father encrypted specially. I glanced at Dad. His face gave nothing away. You have 1 hour, Reynolds continued. Bring the notebook to this address, or your mother's facility has an unfortunate fire. He left. Dad reached for my hand. I pulled away. It was never about money, he said quietly. Reynolds owns judges, politicians, killers. I thought I could gather enough evidence to stop him, but he caught me. So you ran? Left us with nothing? I left you everything you needed, the vault, the clues. I knew you'd figure it out. While Mom had breakdowns? While Gwendolyn destroyed our lives? Gwendolyn's dead. His voice was flat. Found in her private jet this morning. Reynolds doesn't leave loose ends. My phone buzzed. Leandro. Police cars coming? Lots of them? You called them, I realized, staring at Dad. No. He looked genuinely scared. Reynolds did. In 10 minutes, they'll find evidence linking you to Gwendolyn's murder. Perfect frame job. Sirens wailed in the distance. Give me the notebook, Dad pleaded. I can still fix this. I pulled it out, held it up. You want it? Earn it. Tell me the truth. All of it. Reynolds isn't the director, Dad said quickly. He's a front. The real director is... A gunshot cracked. The cafe window shattered. Dad slumped forward, blood spreading across his chest. Screams erupted. I dove under the table as more shots fired. Leandro appeared, grabbing my arm. Move! We ran through the kitchen, out the back door. Zion was waiting in a car. Dad? He asked. Dead. For real this time. My phone exploded with notifications. The dead man's switch had activated, releasing everything except that final encrypted page. News alerts flooded in. Global financial conspiracy exposed. Multiple CEOs arrested. Reynolds' capital empire collapses. It's not enough, Leandro said as we sped through Barcelona's streets. Without that last page, wait. I opened the notebook to the final page. The encryption key suddenly obvious. My birthday, backwards. The truth unfolded in clear text. Not just Reynolds, but Supreme Court justices, intelligence directors, the real power behind the throne. Holy shit, Zion breathed, reading over my shoulder. I took a photo, uploaded it everywhere, then called Mom's facility. Get her out, now! Sirens screamed behind us. My phone buzzed one last time. Reynolds, you have no idea what you've done. But I did. Dad's final gift wasn't the evidence. It was the choice. Truth or safety. He knew which I'd pick. I posted to Reddit one last time. Final update. Dad's dead. For real. Director exposed. Currently running from corrupt cops in Barcelona. But the truth, it's all out there now. Every name, every crime. Let justice handle the rest. The responses poured in. Holy shit, it worked. The news is exploding. You did it, OP. Leandro turned onto a side street. Where to? I thought about Mom, about Dad's lies, about justice finally served. Somewhere they can't bury the truth anymore. The sirens faded behind us as Barcelona disappeared in the rearview mirror. Ahead lay uncertainty, but also something better. The truth, finally free. The Portuguese coast stretched endlessly before me, waves crashing against the cliffs below Dad's secret property. My laptop showed breaking news. Former Director of Intelligence arrested. Another domino falling. Tea? Mom appeared beside me, looking stronger than she had in months. The ocean air had been good for her. Thanks. I took the cup. Leandro called. Reynolds took a plea deal. He's naming names. Good. She sat down, watching the sunset. I found more of your father's letters in that old desk. Want to read them? Not today. The truth had been enough. Some mysteries deserved to rest. My phone buzzed. Zion. Guy got accepted to college. Full scholarship. Far away from all this mess. I smiled and typing back, You're a good brother. The investigation had cleared both boys of involvement. They'd moved in with their aunt permanently, building a new life away from Gwendolyn's shadow. Paisley emerged from the house we'd converted into a retreat center. Your Reddit fans are getting restless. They want another update. Let them wonder. The story had gone viral, spawned documentaries, inspired congressional investigations. But the best parts weren't for public consumption, like how Mom had turned her art therapy sessions into a healing program for other trauma survivors, or how Leandro had used his newfound fame to start a whistleblower protection agency. Package from Barcelona police, Paisley said, handing me an envelope. Last of your dad's personal effects. Inside, his wedding ring, a worn wallet, and a final letter. You don't have to read it, Mom said softly. But I did, dearest Daisy. By now, you've uncovered everything. The lies, the crimes, the web of corruption I helped build. I told myself I was gathering evidence, playing the long game. But the truth is simpler. I became what I sought to destroy. You were always the one I couldn't lie to. That's why I left you the clues, the vault, the truth. Not because you were innocent, but because you were stronger than me, brave enough to do what I couldn't, choose truth over safety. The property in Portugal isn't just a hiding place. It's a fresh start for you, for your mother, for anyone seeking refuge from powerful lies. I'm sorry I couldn't be the father you deserved, but I'm proud of the daughter you became. Love always, Dad. My phone buzzed again, a text from an unknown number. Ms. Griffin, Senate Intelligence Committee, we need your testimony. Going to do it? Paisley asked. Someone has to. I stood up. The truth doesn't expose itself. Mom squeezed my hand. Your father would be proud. I know. I walked to the cliff's edge, watching waves crash below. But this isn't about him anymore. The retreat center behind me hummed with activity. Survivors healing, whistleblowers planning, truth tellers gathering strength. Mom's art classes full of people learning to trust again. Zion and Guy visiting between college terms, building a new kind of family. My phone lit up with another Reddit notification. Someone had found the original thread. My dad just died. Turns out he had another family and left us with nothing AMA. The comments were still coming. This story changed everything. You inspired me to expose corruption at my company. Thank you for showing the truth matters. I typed one final reply. Update. The truth cost everything. My father, my safety, my simple life, but it gave back more. Justice, purpose, real family. Not the ones who share our lies, but the ones who help us expose them. Dad tried to build an empire on secrets. I built something better, a refuge for truth. P.S. For anyone facing powerful lies, there's room here by the ocean. The waves are loud enough to drown out the fear, and the sunrise reminds us every dark truth eventually comes to light. I hit post, then turned off my phone. The ocean stretched endless and honest before me, no secrets in its depths. Behind me, voices called from the retreat center. Mom, Paisley, new arrival seeking shelter. Time to get back to work. The truth never rests, but neither do those who serve it, and I wouldn't have it any other way.